Well, hey there, kiddos. Welcome to your Unit 4 mid-unit test corrections. We're going to start with test question number 3. It says that we need to determine the number of solutions that the following systems of equation has. And then we have a system of equations, and we have to decide does it have 1, 2, infinite, or no solutions. So according to our steps, the first thing we need to do is write the two equations in slope-intercept form. So we've got to get y by itself. So if you look at the very first equation, y equals negative 4x minus 2, that has y by itself. But the second equation says 4x plus y equals 5, and the y is not by itself. So we're going to have to get that y by itself, and to do that we're going to subtract 4x from both sides. And when we do, we get that y equals negative 4x plus 5, or you could write 5 minus 4x, they're the same thing. So the next step says that we need to now type those two equations into our calculator and then look after we graph them to see how many times do they touch or intersect. If they intersect or touch one time, there's one solution. If they never touch because they're parallel, then there's no solution. And if the lines overlap because they're the same equation, so they're the same exact line, then you have infinite solutions. Two solutions will not be an answer choice. If you have a system of equations and it's just two linear equations, two solutions is not an option. It's not something we've even talked about. So that's the first thing you should do is cross that answer choice off. Can't be an answer. You can also just compare the slopes and y-intercepts. If the equations have different slopes, then there's only one solution. If they have the same slope but a different y-intercept, then there's no solution. And if everything's the same slope, same y-intercept, they're infinite. But we're going to use our calculator. So we're going to go from here and we're going to go to our calculator. And we're going to type in our two equations. So we're going to go to y equals, and in the first one we're going to type negative 4x minus 2, because that's what it said. And then the other one was negative 4x plus 5. So we'll do negative 4x plus 5. And then we want to press graph so we can see the two lines. And so you should see that these two lines are parallel to each other. They never ever cross. And so because they're parallel, then we have no solution. So that's your answer. So you had, this equation was y equaled negative 4x plus 5. We got that by subtracting 4x. And so if you look at your slopes, the slope of this first line is negative 4. And the slope of the second line is also negative 4, but their y-intercepts don't match. So that's why you have same slope, different y-intercept. It's no solution. It makes them parallel.